Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for Wlbt Plus. My name is Cara Shirley, and I am your digital news desk host here to go over some updates. Today's going to be rather a quick show. We're going to give you a few updates on some of the headlines that have come through over the past 24 hours here, as well as some updates on some other stories that we're working on. And then we're going to get you guys back to your normal day, so to speak. Where are you watching from? I know we have a lot of you tuning in on our website or our news app, which you are more than welcome to do. But if you'd like to join the conversation that we have here at WOBT Plus, you can go check us out on our Facebook page or our YouTube page. You can leave your comments and questions, anything that you have there. I ask that you be nice, but it's a free country. You can say what you want to say. Just be kind, I guess. Whatever. You do what you want to do. It is a gorgeous day outside. We do have some rain moving in. We had some rain yesterday afternoon, and it looks like we got a few little, not a few, a good little trek of rain coming in from Louisiana. We're going to be going over your forecast here in just a little bit. Clarissa Thomas says, hello, Cara. Thank you so much, Clarissa, tuning in from Atlanta. We sure do appreciate you watching. Before we jump into the newscast, though, let's take a look outside right now, see what we got happening over in Forest right now. So let me get this pulled up for you guys. Here we go. Looking down over Forest, we do have some clouds in the sky, but we also have some blue out there as well. Sun is shining. It is warm. It is muggy. Rain is a coming, but we'll tell you more about that in just a little bit. First, though, or not first, now, though, we're going to jump into the news, give you update on some of the stuff. So, we do know that right now police are investigating after a body was found on Robinson Street here in Jackson. And get this pulled up for you guys so you can see. So they're investigating. We know that officers were investigating on Robinson Street near Eastview Street. We've reached out to the Jackson Police for more information on what was found and what may have happened to the victim. We are waiting to get that information. As soon as we get it into you, we will definitely let you know about it. But we will keep you guys updated. Just had someone walk by my window here at the studio and make a funny face to me. So I got great coworkers here. So now let's look at what all of you guys are probably tuning in for to want to get some more information about, and that is the teenager who went to jail, or sorry, she went to court today facing charges of murder and attempted murder for her mother and for her stepdaughter. Her stepfather. Her name is Carly Gregg, 14 years old. She is accused of killing her mother and attempting to kill her stepfather. This happened back in March here in Rankin County. She was back in court this morning, and what's actually happening this time is the her attorneys are fighting to keep us, the media, out of the courtroom. So, when covering court proceedings, three on your side, us here at WLBT, and other media typically submit a request to the judge. Well, Greg's attorney have been working to keep the media out. We submit a request to be able to go in, and these attorneys have been working to keep us out. So, they claim that Carly Gregg is a child, 14 years old, even though she is being tried as an adult, and she is currently being housed in the adult facility. They also say that four minors are going to be called as witnesses during the trial, and that Greg's stepfather is opposed to media coverage, and that the media coverage could or will create unfair prejudice in this case. They also say they're trying to protect Greg from harassment. So we did have cameras in the courtroom this morning because we're following it where they're trying to keep us out, and we're going to have that latest information for you as the story develops. Can tell you that the judge has ruled to allow media in, but we're going to give you that full breakdown of that story on that in just a little bit. Actually, check out our newscast later today, or better yet, download the WLBT app. You got the QR code right there, and as soon as those updates come through, you'll get the notifications from us here. Kim Watson says they dressed her up nice for court, at least. They did dress her in something better than prison jumpsuit. Let's put it that way. But she was dressed up. We'll go ahead and pull that video back up for you guys so you can see. She was dressed up in I believe those dress styles are called pinafores, and we'll see. We're watching it. We are going to be allowed in the courtroom, and we will definitely continue to follow it. Like I said, she is being tried as an adult. She is staying in the adult facility, and they want to try and keep the media out. We are going to be in. We'll give you the latest on this and the full story on our newscast later tonight. Morgan Harris was there, so make sure you're tuning in for that. So we're also going to tell you, or we told you yesterday, about a individual who was killed over the weekend here in Jackson. His name is Derek Coleman. Now that name may sound familiar to you because Derek Coleman was the estranged husband of Latasha Crump Coleman. Latasha has been missing from the Jackson area since last year. It's almost, actually, it's just over 1 year that she's been missing. We told you about the 1 year anniversary of her missing last week. Well, on Sunday, her estranged husband, who her family believed had something to do with her missing, well, he was killed on a Sunday. So we have video right now, and this video is showing Derek Coleman in court back in December. This is when he was found guilty of violating a no contact order that was related to several domestic violence charges involving his wife. So Latasha Crump Coleman has been missing since last July. Her family members believe that her husband knew what had happened but refused to tell them. Police say they could never prove the case or prove that Derek Coleman had any involvement in her missing. And unfortunately, now he is dead. Chief Wade says they were actually planning to speak with Derek about his wife's disappearance before he was shot and killed.
We look forward to speaking with him again and gleaning more additional information to try to locate Ms. Crump Coleman, because we know the pain and suffering that her family has been experiencing. With him losing his life, is going to make it just that harder, or much harder for us to solve that case. But we're going to continue to work to bring her home. And we're going to continue to work to bring some closure or some answers to her family.
So at this point, Chief Wade says that he does not believe Latasha Crump Coleman's family has anything to do with the death of Derek Coleman. But of course, we are continuing to watch this for you guys, but it is good to know that they're not showing anything that links her family to his killing. That would make a situation that is already absolutely horrible even worse. But of course, we are following this. Seeing here on our Facebook page, we have a lot of you tuning in. Sandra is joining us from St. Dominic's. Hello, Sandra. Thank you so much. We have Ernestine tuning in from Clinton. Hello, Miss Ernestine. And Tammy watching from Vicksburg. Hello, Tammy. And Sarah Beth is watching from Tennessee. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, watching Wlbt Plus with me. I'm here every weekday at 1. Some shows are a little longer than others. It depends on what is in the news that day. But I like this because it is our interactive newscast. You guys can comment, ask any questions, anything like that you want during this. And if I can answer those questions, I certainly will. Carolyn watching from Louisville. Then we have Cynthia tuning in from Carthage, and Annette here. Oh, I'm sorry. Mary Sue Hatcher is from Columbus, Mississippi. My sister used to live in Columbus. And let's see, Betty Ann from Winona. And then we have Annette here from Greenwood. And then Maddie is tuning in from Illinois, Velma and Gluckstadt. You guys are all over the place. Thank you so much for tuning in. We do appreciate it when you guys join in and when you talk to us and let us know what you got going on, or any, like I said, any questions, any thoughts. And a lot of times too, you guys leave some information or ask really great questions in our chats that kind of gives us a place to step off on when we go to talk to officials, to ask other questions, help us look in different directions. So we do appreciate it when you guys converse with us. Appreciate you guys watching. Jeanette from Jackson, Amira from Flowwood. You guys are all over the place, and I appreciate you very much. So we just talked about the shooting death that happened of Derek Coleman, the estranged husband, or was the estranged husband of Latasha Crump Coleman. His killing, or his shooting, rather, it happened at a convenience store here in Jackson. And I know you guys are aware of it, and we have been following. Since he put it out there, Kenneth Stokes, Councilman Kenneth Stokes, an ordinance request that he was bringing up before City Council that any business, privately owned business or a gas station, especially, that if it is a high crime area or that business has had a lot of crime happen there, that they should be required through a city ordinance to have security there. So we telling you about the Kenneth Stokes' proposal to try and put that into place. And we showed you a interview yesterday that we did with Kenneth Stokes. I'm so sorry, Kenneth Stokes, and he was talking about the crime that has happened, and that he wishes the mayor would do something. That if it would happen in Vicksburg, their mayor would do something. If it happened in Clinton, their mayor would do something. And Kenneth Stokes said that the mayor of Jackson is against the ordinances. Well, Mayor Lumumba is responding to these comments, and he is saying that he has never been against the idea of putting an ordinance in place for security for private businesses. Let's hear from him right here.
That's not true. I've never said such. I've never held that opinion. There was a question from our city attorney's office that questioned the constitutionality or the legality of what was being proposed. I never said anything publicly, and if you want to know what I said to legal privately, I went over to them and I just said, make it constitutional.
So the mayor says that he is continuing to work with Jackson Police, Fire, and Planning departments to focus on safety at gas stations and hotels here in Jackson. And I mean, we report on them. We tell you guys about them. The crimes that are happening at places like gas stations here in the Jackson area has really gone up. So will having an ordinance to have security in place make anything better? We don't know. We reported on a convenience store just a couple of weeks ago where their security guard, that they were not required to have per city ordinances, but the security guard they had, he lost his life to some criminals out there that, just stole his gun and then ended up killing him. So, they had security there. Will security make a bigger difference? Will it help? We don't know. It's probably one of those things you probably won't know until it actually happens. But we're going to follow and see what happens with this ordinance. But we can see here, or we heard straight from the mayor's mouth, that he says he has never been against having that ordinance. He just wants to make sure that it is a constitutional ordinance, that it is legal. So we're going to continue following it for you. Let me tell you about a new alcohol beverage control warehouse that's going to be built in Madison County very soon. It is 32 acres. Let me get it here pulled up for you so you can see it. Here we go. So it's 32 acres. It's located just off of Soldiers Colony Road in the city of Canton. And it is the new home for the ABC Warehouse and Distribution Center. So if you take a look at your screen here, this is the bird's eye view of the property with our Wlbt 3 zone drone out there. According to Joey Deason, who is with the Madison County Economic Development Authority, the current size of the ABC facility in the city of Gluckstadt is 225,000 square feet. This new place that they have in Canton is going to nearly double that. The property was sold to the Department of Finance and Administration for roughly $980,000. And they say that state dollars will be used to get the place up and running. Let's hear from the Madison County Economic Development Authority now, see what they have to say about it.
It is my understanding that the legislation that was approved was for $95 million. We've been working with the Department of Revenue, the Alcohol Beverage Control Agency, and the Department of Finance and Administration for about the last 4 years. Obviously, once funding was fully approved by the legislature, we had already done quite a bit of due diligence on the piece of property. We're very excited that it's going to stay in Madison County, and it's going to move from Gluckstadt to the city of Canton.
So it is unclear at this time what's going to happen with the current warehouse in Gluckstadt. However, they are hoping that both of them will remain open. A DFA also was not able to give a timeline on when they can expect to see shovels hitting the dirt, digging up some ground over there. However, state legislation does put an October 1st deadline for the project to be contracted out. So Holly Emery is the one that followed that story for us, and we'll continue to follow it being put in place, being built. Hopefully both of the locations can stay open though. Now, Catherine Brown watching from San Diego. Hello, Catherine. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bobby Shows says, yeah, don't worry about fixing the road or the bridges. Let's just build a brand new facility to put alcohol in. Okay. Thank you for your opinion. You know, we could look at it from both ways, though, Bobby. Maybe this will help bring in enough tax revenue to repair those. I don't know. It just is. It's a good question to ask. Thank you so much for your comment, though. I do appreciate it. Linda Hawkins tuning in from Yazoo City. Hello, Linda. Thank you so much for watching. So let's talk about the resignation of the Secret Service director, who at the beginning of the week, or maybe it was the last week, time has gone by so fast, but right after the incident with former President Trump, where the assassination was attempted, she said that she was not going to be stepping down from the Secret Service or stepping down as director. Well, we have learned today that she has. Her name is Kimberly Cheadle, and she has resigned in the wake of the attempted assassination of former President Trump. So Cheadle, and I feel like I'm probably saying her name wrong, and I don't think anyone would be surprised by that, would you? So the director, or now former director, and Secret Service have been facing some intense scrutiny over the security lapse related to the assassination attempt. And you guys, you've all heard it, where the guy was less than 160 yards away from President Trump on a clear roof that had a clear shot to the stage where former President Trump was standing. So there was a lot of bipartisan calls in Congress for her to step down. And of course, the Republicans wanted to impeach her. So frustration grew after she testified before Congress on Monday and was unwilling to answer many of the committee's questions. Her resignation comes as lawmakers and a government watchdog group continue to investigate the agency's handling of Trump's protection. So she has stepped down. We don't have any word yet on who is going to be taking her place, but we will definitely find out and definitely keep you guys updated on that. McCaster, Stephanie said they ripped her apart yesterday. I didn't see that. I didn't see the press conference, or not press conference, but the footage of that. But I'm definitely going to be going back and looking myself. So before we jump out of here, because I told you guys we weren't going to keep you very long today, I do want to give you a quick look at what your forecast is going to be for the rest of the day. If we look outside right now, look at what our current temperatures are. We're looking in the mid 80s. Look at that down in Macomb, 78. It's nearly freezing down in Macomb, 78 degrees. Not really, but, you know, it could kind of feel like that, especially when we were used to those 90s that we had. So if we look at what our next 12 hours holds for us, we can see at 5 o'clock, those rain chances really spike up and move in. So we have a good chance of rain all night here, but looking around, what time is it now? 1:20 right now. We're looking at a 20% chance of rains. So as you get on your way home later today, make sure that you are prepared for possible rain showers. So we see our radar right now around Jackson, Rankin County, Madison County, Hinds County. We don't really have anything. Actually, we don't really have anything around a lot of places until you get down to Jefferson Davis or Lawrence County, even down there in Pine County. We do have a little bit of spots of rain moving in. And if you look over in Louisiana as well, we've got those rain chances coming in. That's what's going to be coming over to our way and giving us hopefully a good drenching, because we do need it to keep those drought chances down. So if we look over the next few days, you see tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, we've all got some really, really solid chances of getting those rain showers. I want to tell you to look at tomorrow's high, though. 80 degrees in the middle of July in Mississippi. That is crazy. But just make sure you have your umbrella and everything else with you as you go through the rest of your week and even into the weekend, although the rain chances do go down a lot over this weekend. So still have some nice warm temperatures, good bit of humidity, but at least not a lot of rain. So maybe you can, or hopefully not a lot of rain, spend some time outside. But guys, that is the end of WLBT Plus today. It was an abbreviated version, but I appreciate you guys tuning in. I see Deanna watching from East Tennessee, OC Tillman watching from here in Jackson. Appreciate all of you guys tuning in. I really do. Make sure you're back tomorrow at 1 for WLBT Plus. I'll be back tomorrow then. And of course, if there's any updates on any news stories, you can make sure you get those updates by downloading the WLBT News app. And if there's any kind of severe weather that comes your way, if you download the First Alert Weather Team app, you're going to know where that weather is and if it's going to be right in your specific local area. It's a great app. You definitely should try it. All of them. All the WLBT products, do all of them. All right. Well, you guys have a great day. I hope you enjoy your lunch break if you are on that. And make sure you're back tomorrow at 1. I will see you then. Have a wonderful day. Bye, y'all.